Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it. Welcome back, everybody, to What's the 411 News. And you guys see it on the screen. You know, it just doesn't seem to stop when it comes to these illegal aliens coming over here to the U.S., causing a lot of problems. And no one's saying nothing about it, quite frankly. It's just all smoke and mirrors and pretending. So you got a Venezuelan Tik Tok-er with the suspected name of Leonel Moreno, shows his ethnic group and others who rock with him, namely some Africans, how to take over American homes. All right? It's just not enough that they're out here doing crimes, right? It's not enough that they're doing that. Now they're figuring out, now he's passing on how to take over homes in America. All right? We're going to play the video here in a minute, but we're going to get into the article real quick. All right? Now, what if, before we get into this article, what if it was one of us that decided to start doing that very same thing? I wonder what the response would be. Even if we went on video and started talking about how to do that before actually taking the action and doing it, what would the response be? Right? Let's get into this article, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into the article. All right. So, yeah. TikToker tells illegal immigrants how to invade American homes and invoke squatters' rights. All right. How to invoke squatters' rights. All right. Let's get into it real quick here. So, a migrant, and they still using the word migrant, illegal aliens, illegal to be in this country, TikToker, with a 500,000 strong online following, is offering his comrades tips on how to invade unoccupied homes and invoke squatters' rights in the United States. Who even came up with the squatter? Who came up with that squatters' rights? Who even came up with that? And by the way, there's been we don't have it verified, but it's been talked that supposedly his channel got taken down off of YouTube. Apparently he had a YouTube channel. I'm not sure about that. We cannot verify that, so we cannot confirm or deny that he had a YouTube channel and that it was removed. All right. So that was kind of the word going around the last few days. All right. So this Venezuelan national, now he's a migrant at first. Now he's a national. Everything to keep away from saying illegal alien, right? That's a trip. Anything to keep away from saying that. But this Venezuelan illegal alien, Leonel Moreno, who appears to live in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio. All right, Columbus, Ohio, said in a recent video that under U.S. law, if a house is not inhabited, we can seize it. He appeared to be referring to adverse possession laws, commonly known as squatters' rights, which allow unlawful property occupants rights over the property they occupy without the owner's consent. Now, ain't that some ish? That's what the owner should be saying. Ain't that some ish that they can have more rights than the actual owner? And if that's the case, I always heard before I go on, every now and then you hear people who say, like, yo, do you really do people really own their houses? Right? Do they really own it? This is something that should make you wonder. You might be living in your house right now and you own it, but do you really own your house in the grand scheme of things? Do you really own it? And let's say you want to keep it, but then you go move somewhere else and somebody come up there and get their squat on. Do you really own your house? We got to rethink some things, man. When people say certain stuff, we got to really rethink. So again, he appeared to be referring. Let me go back. Venezuelan national Leonel Moreno, who appears to live in a suburb of Columbus, Ohio, said in a recent video that under U.S. law, if a house is not inhabited, we can seize it. He appeared to be referring to adverse possession laws, commonly known as squatters' rights, which allow unlawful property occupants rights over the property they occupy without the owner's consent in certain circumstances. Moreno claimed in the viral TikTok clip, which has drawn more than 3.9 million views, that he has, quote, African friends who have, quote, already taken about 7 homes. So he got African friends that's in on it with him, or that's in on the game. You hear that, Black Americans? You got to keep your eyes and ears open, my fellow Black Americans, my fellow foundational Black Americans. All right? He has African friends, and they stated they already taken about 7 homes. And nothing's being done or said that it was being done so far. And there he is, a picture of it. We're going to play this video here with the translation in English at the bottom of the screen shortly. But this is Leonel Moreno tells illegal immigrants how to invade American homes and invoke squatters' rights in a provocative video seen more than 3 million times. And I don't know if this video has been removed or not, but we were able to get the actual video from his channel, and we did the interpretations on the video where you guys can see what he's saying in English. All right, so we'll play that video here shortly. The firebrand influencer, I don't know what that's about, what the firebrand is, but the firebrand influencer, if anybody knows what that's referring to, the firebrand, put it in the comments for us, who lives with his partner and their baby daughter, argued that the only way for his fellow migrants, his fellow illegal aliens, to escape living on the streets and not become a public burden is to invade unoccupied homes, not pull up themselves up by their bootstraps, right? It's not to do that. The only way they figure they can come up and not be a public burden is to invade a home. You rather invade instead of use your brain, the powers of your mind, and your actions, legal actions. I guess this is still legal, I guess, squatters' rights. But just think about the mentality. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna cover in another news story we're gonna cover here shortly, and you're gonna see more of their mentality. This is the mentality. This is their culture, their fabric, and their being. Right? This is how they behave and how they get down. So the firebrand influencer who lives with his partner and their baby daughter argued that the only way for his fellow illegal aliens to escape living on the streets and not become a public burden is to invade unoccupied homes. Many TikTok commenters were outraged by Moreno's message, encouraging squatting, which has emerged as a major problem in recent years across the US and especially in Democrat-led cities, including New York City, Atlanta, and Los Angeles. This guy needs to be charged with whatever crime, one angry critic wrote. All right. Pretty sure this is illegal, and I feel like he's encouraging others to engage in illegal activities. Another person chimed in on. A third person tagged the FBI, calling on the federal agency to please investigate that Venezuelan. All right. Laws regarding squatters exist in all 50 states, offering trespassers a wide range of protections if they establish legal occupancy of a home, making it difficult for property owners to evict them. Again, ain't that some ish, right? More rights than the owners themselves. And we've been saying there needs to be a revising, if you will, of the government and their policies and their rules, because they got it straight up ass backwards. That's crazy. And here in the picture is a home occupied by squatters at 2607 160th Street in Queens, New York. For those be hollering, Queens get the money. Now it looks like the Venezuelans is getting the money from Queens. All right. March 19th, 2024. All right. Migrants plead, and this is a story we're going to cover here shortly about the Texas National Guard. All right. They plead with them. So let's continue with this article. In New York City, people who are able to remain on a property for just 30 days can claim squatters' rights in New York, right? Remember, there's squatters' rights in all 50 states. Laws regarding squatters exist in all 50 states, offering trespassers a wide range of protections if they establish legal occupancy of a home, making it difficult for property owners to evict them. All right. So keep that in mind. Again, in New York City, people who are able to remain on a property for just 30 days can claim squatters' rights. Migrant influencer Moreno has previously shared videos bragging about earning money by begging on the streets while collecting government handouts. Illegal alien influencer Moreno has previously shared videos about bragging about earning money by begging on the streets while collecting government handouts. So he's getting government handouts and bragging about how to get money by begging on the streets. So you kind of like getting your double dip on, right? He also made headlines last month by urging his compatriots to throw their support behind 15-year-old Jesus Alejandro Rivas Figueroa, who was charged as an adult with attempted murder for allegedly shooting a tourist in Times Square and firing on cops. He fired on cops and just getting the kid gloves, huh? I invite you to look for his mother and all of us join to pay the bail so that this young Venezuelan feels that you're not alone in difficult times, but remembers that there is a God up there who sees. Today, it could be him. Tomorrow, it could be you. He did something wrong. It's okay, Moreno said in a viral video that was on February the 12th on TikTok. So you guys just see and hear, right? You just heard me read that, and you see and can hear the mentality of these illegal aliens, their mindset. That's part of their culture, how they get down, how they behave. The way of life is about criminality, doing foul stuff, doing foul-ish, right? You know what the ish means. That's their mindset for some reason. And you seen he was talking about and bragging about, hey, yeah, he did something wrong, right? He did something wrong. It's okay. It's okay, right? He did something wrong. It's okay. Support him. This is for all you Biden voters, right? And some of you still going to vote for Biden. I'm talking to Black Americans. Some of you are still going to vote for Biden. After knowing all of this, you're still going to do it. And some of you who live in a house, next time around, they might squat and take over your house. Something to think about. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and play this video real quick. And then we're going to get on out of here, right? So, hear it from the horse's mouth, man. Let's get it.
Me enteré que existe una ley que dice que si una casa no está habitada, podemos expropiarla. Capichi, muchachos, aquí en United States también se aplica la de invasión de terreno. Y creo que ese será mi próximo negocio. Invadir casas abandonadas, ya que me he buscado unos códigos con mis amigos africanos y me dijeron que ya llevan como 7 casas expropiadas. Y como dice el dicho, papi, hay que buscar la vuelta. Y la vuelta ahorita mismo es invadir casas, ya que nos encontramos en situación de calle y es la única manera que tenemos para no vivir en la calle y no ser una carga pública. Capichi, la ley dice que las casas abandonadas, deterioradas y que esté en mal estado, podemos llegar y repararlas, vivir en ellas y si podemos venderlas, hasta pedir créditos con ellas. ¿Qué dicen ustedes?
All right. Y'all heard it, or some of y'all read it. For those who don't know Spanish, we put it in, we translated it in English for you guys so you can read it. And so this is how their culture gets down. They can't pull themselves up by the bootstraps and do something productive and correct. Oh, we think the first thing we need to do is just invade some homes. We're just gonna walk up in the house that somebody else owns, and we're gonna own it because hey, that's the laws out there, and they're gonna look at us. They're already letting us come in, right? And so just look at the cultural behaviors, the cultural mannerisms, the cultural mindset. This is how they get down. And again, you Biden voters, we blame you. We partially blame you. You voted for somebody and didn't do your research, didn't look around, didn't think. I always say this. You probably heard me say it in different news reports, or you might have checked me out on my podcast. I always say this. Or I've told this, not always, but I had a conversation with a couple of people, male, female, and I showed the male out of the male, female, a tweet on Twitter that was on Joe Biden. I think it was right before he became president or just after he got sworn in. I want to say it was before then. And in that tweet, it mentioned something about the DACA. So I asked the person, I said, you know who the DACA people are, right? Yeah. And I told him, said, that's who Biden is for. That's who he's going to look out for. And then you fast forward, maybe what, a couple of years after that? But he became, let me see, he became president in 2020. in just maybe 2 years, 3 years after I told that person that, what I told them, there was evidence along the way because you had the leaked Zoom meeting when he mentioned that more. You're going to have to get with the Hispanics, is what Biden said. So there was other pieces along the way, but the first one I seen was that tweet on Twitter. So, and I've mentioned before that a lot of you need to go to Twitter because you're going to get some information because it's easy to slip stuff in. And when I seen that, that told me right there that he was going to be down for them. It was a wrap. And it showed itself what I seen. That's just based off of gathering intel, which any of you can do. You can gather intel. It's the same thing that they say the CIA do, the FBI, the Mossads of the world, the whatever Pakistan's version of CIA is, and whatever these other countries, Britain's MI6, MI5. Just go and start looking at information and then sit down and, oh, okay, he's saying he's this. Keep that in the back of your mind. And then start looking for some evidence. Then some time went down, some more evidence showed itself that, yeah, what he put in that tweet, oh, he's really revealing himself. And then, of course, he did, talking about Biden, he did some other videos where he was speaking about, in particular, about the Spanish-speaking people. He was trying to make it seem like they were the ones who was building up the country, and they work hard and they do this and that. But this is the version of working hard, Biden. Biden voters, for those who voted for Biden, this is how their version of working hard is when I just read it to you about them firing that little 15-year-old involved in firing at police. That's working hard, Biden. That's working hard, Biden voters. When they did those motorcycle things where two on a motorcycle, one drive, the other one snatch your purse. When they snatched the purse of that one lady, knocked her completely out. She done hit the ground hard and dragged her, I think, into a pole. Is that the hardworking people you talking about, Biden? Right? And then some of them got the nerve to say Black Americans are lazy when Black Americans built the country. How lazy can you be when they built everything in the U.S.? The reason why the U.S. was an empire is because of Black Americans, right? But these people are the cream of the crop of society with all of that they're doing. But we're not done because we're going to report something else here shortly. All right? So you guys let me know what you think, man. Put it in the comments. All right? Let me know what you think and what's the firebrand about as well. Y'all put it in the comments if you know anything about that. They call him the firebrand influencer. What's that all about? All right? So I appreciate y'all, man. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We are on YouTube, Facebook. Y'all excuse me here for a second. There you go. Support New Black Media by subscribing to the channel. We are here on YouTube. We on Facebook. We on Twitter. We on Twitch. We just got we're going to start also putting our videos up on fan base. So y'all go to fan base as well. And eventually down the line, we're going to have some of our Facebook and YouTube and all these other platforms, maybe except Twitter. Twitter's a little bit more open about what you put on there. They're a lot more lenient on what you put on there. That's probably the only thing I might say. They semi are kind of open because Elon's a little different compared to Zuckerberg and whoever else is out there. Right now, I think it's Neil Mahan as the CEO of YouTube. And Neil, I've been calling you out, man. Take the shadow bans off of everybody. Because from what I understand, you have some people in your country of India saying that y'all really wanting to change things here in the U.S. as far as the being prejudiced and all of that. I'll just put it like that. So, stand on that. All right. Do what you're supposed to do. Stop banning and shadow banning people on YouTube or allowing the algorithm to do it. And for Gary V made mention and said, well, stop talking about being shadow banned and all of that. Your content just sucks. No, Gary, they're banning people. They don't want certain information to be out. I see they didn't ban you when you called out the cereal companies. Didn't think I seen that video, but not too many people caught that. For what you said about the cereal companies and the advertising is just to get them people to buy their cereals. When you was talking about the eating breakfast and all of that, you said it was all game pretty much. But ain't nobody said nothing to you, Gary V. So no, it has nothing to do with people's content sucking. It's just banning and not wanting people to put out things. It's a little form of censorship. So you can't say that's not going on, Gary V. But I digress, and we're going to get back to what I'm saying here. You guys let us know what you think about this. And we're going to get out of here, man. All right? Appreciate y'all. This is What's the 411 News. And we'll be back again. But for now, we out of here. Peace. Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.